Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? I am your host, California Cutie. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've been here before, take care of the business as usual. I need you guys to like the video. Let's do it early, get it out the way. Cause sometimes you forget, you get like ready to, you get, excited about the content that's about to go on and you get on or you might come on late and you just jump on and you want to get in the comments and you want to do your thing and you might forget to hit that like button. So let's take a moment and hit that like button for me, okay? And for you guys that are new here, do the same thing, okay? Let's go ahead and hit the like button. That means the thumbs up button for the people that are new, because you can't just take for granted that everybody's always been a YouTube or on YouTube. There are people are being brought onto YouTube probably on a daily basis. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome to you guys. I love my new sound effects and that I didn't have to go purchase a soundboard to get have such, okay? But anyway, welcome again. I am your host, California Cuties. I refer to you guys as my cuties as well. You guys can drop me a comment. That'll put me in the algorithm. And then I also like for you guys to put the little tangerine in the chat. It just, it's the California Cutie. And so I just figured, why not use that? So that lets me know that you're in the chat. Even if you see me in someone else's chat and you put a cutie in the chat, a California Cutie, orange little tangerine in the chat, I'm gonna notice it. And so, and I appreciate the ones that do that, my followers that already do that. I appreciate you guys doing that. I always see it, and it just puts a smile on my heart and on my face. As you can see, I can't stop. I don't ever really stop smiling. But yeah, it's just a nice gesture. So that's one of my little things that I ask for people to do, is to put the cutie in the chat. And so or you can put an orange heart as well, because it just, orange, the tangerine, sunny California, it all works out. It all makes sense in my head. Okay. And so, yeah, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you are sharing me with your peoples. Or if you hear anybody that is discussing or said, do you watch Salt Lake City? And you don't, but your family member does, share me with her or him, and let them know, that we here discussing. We do the review and the recap. And I say we because usually I'm with my sis, Barmi's World. We are the Coastal Critique panel, and we usually cover this. But right now, it's just me. It's just me, good old California Cutie. Shout out to Barmi's World. I'm holding it down for you, sis. And so, yeah. So right now, it's just me, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying um, the content. And this is the second episode of Salt Lake City, the Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 2, and it is called Law and Out of Order. And child, they ain't never gonna lie. You ain't never lied about it. You ain't never gonna have to lie about it being out of order, because child, it was out of order, it was out of place, it was out of bounds. I mean, it was all over the place, and I was here for every bit of it. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not watched Salt Lake City, y'all are sleeping on your creeping. Yeah, it's one of my guilty pleasures. I really, really enjoy this franchise. Every last one of them. They all bring something different, and I appreciate every last one of them. So, I have to run my mouth a little bit. We got to get at least 5 minutes in, and then I'll run my intro and all that good stuff. So, yeah, like I said, share me with your peoples, because, like I said, you might hear a family member, a friend, a coworker that might say, you watch Salt Lake City, or you overhear them talking about it. And so you can send them right over my way and say, yeah, I got a girl that, reviews it and recaps it. And so, send them my way, and maybe they can become a cutie. And then also, come sit in my comments, or might have something that I might have missed, or my subscribers might have missed. So, it's all family over here. It's all family, I promise you. Okay. And I'm still trying to grow my channel. I'm not monetized yet. So if you guys want to support the channel, or support me. I'm on Cash App at California Cutie 310. Oh, let me put my banner up too. So yeah, that's a good way for you to subscribe to my channel. Support my channel. And it's right here. Let's see. Okay, so that's a good way for you to support my channel. I'm gonna put it back up after I run my intro, but Cash App, and then I also have Apple Pay as well. And my Apple Pay, it might be under California Cutie as well, but it's also under. Um, it doesn't even matter. Just hit me on the Cash App, and yeah. What else? What else? What else? They say subscribe. They say share. Uh, Comments. Okay, comments are really important because, like, when we're in the premiere, when I release this, when you guys are at the bottom and you guys are commenting and we're having a conversation, the conversation starts there. And then even afterwards, after the premiere, there's a comment section and you can still leave me a comment and we can still have a discussion. So, don't be afraid of YouTube. We are friendly over here, okay? We, like I said, we family. You part of the Cutie family, so you're in good hands, okay? All right, okay. I think we are good. Let me get back to where I need to get back to, which is we're gonna hit this intro. And as I do so, you guys make sure you guys like the video at that moment. Because remember, I told you y'all might forget. All right. All right, let's run this intro. So even really a movie, but we're the Housewives. Hey. Hey y'all, it's California Cutie here. I want you guys to come join moment. So always. Yeah. Shout out to Lo. Shout out to Lo. That's who made my music for me. And I love it. I love the remix. Okay. So shout out to Low Blow. And you guys can follow his music um on YouTube. My bro's on YouTube. Hey, we got videos. We got videos, you know. We got videos. We got stuff. We got stuff. So yeah, go follow my homeboy, really my brother, Low Blow, on YouTube, and go check out some of his videos and some of his music because that's where I got my music from. Okay. And then I I had to go ahead and do my thing on my intro. That was me. That's my part. He just did the music. So yeah, y'all. So like I said, without further ado, we are definitely about to get into this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and it's season 6. We're going to do episode 2, and it's called Law and Out of Order, like I told you guys earlier. So let me start off by saying, so it's the next morning. Remember, I told you guys on the the first episode, which was my last live, I told you guys that they were, they ended it with them on their camcorders and walking around and screaming and trying to figure out. It was like kind of chaotic, and but they was through the lenses of the camcorder, so it was giving the Witch Blair feel to it or whatever. So we still they started off with that, showed them screaming and all this other stuff that they're like acting like they're so scared when we know they're not. But okay, they're so afraid. They're very, very afraid. And so they also you know they show them with doing all of that, and then they pan over and Mary and Angie are in the bed together. I like that. They just slept in the bed. Remember, but they're still on the RV. So they slept in the bed together. Mary wakes up, she turns over, she's like, Angie, what happened to Meredith? And I'm like, what do you mean what happened to Meredith? And so they show Meredith, moments later, and she's in the bed, waking it up, and she's in her confessional talking about, it's a liability if one of us get harmed or come to our demise on TV. That's money on top of money on top of money. You know, the insurance policies are probably humongous. So that's what she was trying to. That's what she had ended up saying to, to in the confessional. So the ladies come out of the RV and they see a couple of them are, remember they're off of a river, a lake. I don't know, what to call it. I haven't been to Utah, but I'm gonna say a lake. So they're on, they're still off the lake and they're standing on the embankment of the lake and they're looking across the lake and there's animals there, which you know what, I love an animal. I was looking at some horses yesterday. I was driving. Well, actually, my son drove me to the next about an hour away from my house, but we were going through a rural area, and I was able to see the horses and cattle, some cows and things, and I was just like, you know what? I really, really love life and everything about it and everything that's in it. So I found an appreciation as well as they did when they saw these animals across the river. I don't know what they were because it was kind of hidden. I did take some pictures of it, but I didn't because I only have so many places I can put pictures. I didn't post it for you guys, but yeah, it was maybe antelope, maybe a deer or something. Maybe I'm not really for sure, but that's what I think it was. So the ladies ended up they're gonna get some breakfast started. So I did get some pics. So let's do this. Let's make it all right. So we have the ladies here, and they're I did have a picture of them making breakfast. So here's my thing. Let me put my notes right back up. But anyway, so they decide to make breakfast, and they were making bacon and steak, and they have a griddle out now. And I'm thinking to myself, now why didn't they have this griddle when they was trying to make the veggie burgers? Why didn't they have this griddle out last night when they was making the doggy dogs? Is it that, like I told y'all in the last one, that I think Angie was a little tipsy? Anybody in the club getting tipsy? Everybody in the RV getting tipsy. That's where she was at with it. Cause ain't no way. Where the griddle come from, girl? Where the grill come from? Where the griddle come from? I said, see, Angie, you playing on people's heads. You playing on people's head tops, and I don't like that. So anyway, hold on, y'all. Okay. So so the girls are now, they're sitting around the camp, the fire. Oh, excuse me. So they ended up making their breakfasts, and like I said, Heather says it'll be a good idea for her to bring her girls up there and do some activities now that that she's been up there, which is a trip. That means Utah is really big because I feel like them going to this canyon and she's never been there, but she knows about the tall tale. It's like, why haven't you been there? Just my thoughts. Anywho, um, but like she was saying, she would like to bring the girls up there, but she would remember that now, shoot, Annabella is shoot that the baby is 17, and she's only gonna be home for a few more months because um she's gonna be going off to college, and then that's gonna leave Heather an empty nester. Child, I'm counting the days, the hours, the seconds that I become an empty nester. Let me tell you, I have 5 children, and my youngest is 15. My second to the youngest is 18, and he's in college now. And I'm telling y'all, the kind of excitement, the kind of love my children, love them dearly, love them dearly. But when I tell you I'm counting the seconds that my baby goes off to college or do whatever it is that he wants to do, I'm hoping it's college. But if it's not, I'm not mad at him because I didn't go to college. But I'm just saying, whatever it is, when he March 1st of 2028, I'm gonna be one of the happiest campers alive. You hear what I'm telling you? I've been a mother since I was 19. I'm about to be 53 in a few days. I'm gonna be more than happy. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Anywho, let me get back to what Heather and then was talking about. Because girl, this part I felt every bit of this. I felt every bit of this. Okay. So anyway, Heather says, and it couldn't She says, she would love to take her girls out here, and she's like, oh, that would be a nice thing, have a good time out here. And then it dawns on her that her daughter is 17 and is about to be off to college, and that she's about to be an empty nester. And she's like, it couldn't come at a better time. High five for you. High five for you, Heather. I'm never gonna be mad at that. But on a more serious side, Heather says she's been raising her three daughters since she left her ex-husband. And he sees them one day out of the week for a visit. And one day out of the week, that means they're going to probably go have dinner or lunch, depending on what day it is. I don't know, but I just feel like when she say that, I know what that means. It's like you didn't really spend a lot of quality time with girls. Once a week is never going to be equivalent to what Heather's put into the girls. But yeah, she said, he had the one day a week visit, but he's never kept them overnight. Let's ponder over that for a minute. What you mean he ain't never kept them overnight? Is that an agreement? Like, I don't understand what that means. What do you mean? Do you not trust him? Did they not want to go? Like, I need somebody that get in there and give me some. I got questions. Like, I got questions like Wanda. I got questions. I mean, they never spent the night over there. That's weird. He got a new wife. You don't get along with the wife. He got a new family. The girls don't like the family. What's going on there? I mean, I know the girls are almost adults, but I want to know what's going on right there. Why they didn't spend the night with their dad? So anyway, she said she did the bulk of the parenting, and she is exhausted. Feel you, girl. Feel you. And I had my older kid's father to help with my oldest two, and my husband is still here with with me, helping with the three that we have. My almost 21-year-old, my 18-year-old, and my 15-year-old. So I get it, girl. Exhaustion is not even a word. Is there a bigger word than exhaustion? Because that's where I'm at with it. So anyway, Heather says she did everything she could to do for her daughters, and she made it look easy, but she was gritting her teeth the whole time. And I felt bad for her in that moment. I'm like, dang, that's a lot to put on a happy face. Why are we putting on a happy face? Like, why couldn't you have just been real with your daughter? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes you can scar your kids and say when you do that, when you um try to tell them the truth. I guess it is the truth. Your truth, the mother's truth against the father's truth against the mother's truth. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like trying to act like everything is perfect and you're doing it so willy-nilly and everything is going so well and you really didn't need the father when you really did is weird to me. And that's why I think she's so exhausted. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Okay. And so, yeah, she made it look, tried to make it look perfect all while gritting her teeth. And but Heather also says she feels guilty because her youngest, is about to turn 18, and that's going to end that's a chapter ending of the life of her ex-husband and the family unit. So now that her daughter's about to be 18, she's going to be able to be responsible for herself, take care of herself, and now that leaves Heather, you know, being an empty nester and being able to take care of just Heather, and that's something she's looking forward to, and she's kind of feeling guilty about it. And it's like, girl, we get it. You are tired of having all that responsibility. We get it. Heather says she was basically raised to be a mother and a wife, and if anything outside of that was basically a sin. And there's your guilt. And they guilted her into thinking that God said that if she doesn't become a mother and a wife, that she will be living on this planet in sin. Yikes. That's terrible. I don't think that's true. And I'm sorry that she had to live thinking that way. I'm glad it took for her to break up with her husband to find out that's not true. And let's even go back. Let's even go back. If it's true that God said that it's a sin that she's not a mother and a wife, wouldn't she just be able to repent? And isn't he a forgiving God? Just saying. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, Bronwyn is on the flip side of that. She's on the flip side of that coin. She has one daughter. She has uno más, one more. She has one daughter, and she is codependent on her daughter. Um, Her daughter, I think, is 17, 8, 16, 17, 18. She's about to graduate high school. Or, yeah, I think she's like 17, 18, and she's about to graduate high school, maybe 18. Because her mom said she's graduating in October. And I'm like, October, that means she didn't finish school on time, maybe. And so I'm going to give her 18. And I'm going to give her 18 because what Bronwyn said that she moved her whole boyfriend in the house with her teenage daughter to keep her daughter near her. Ain't that much ain't that much codependency in the world. We're not doing that. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. But okay, that's what she did. She moved her daughter's boyfriend into her house to keep her daughter close. And they show the daughter, and the daughter kind of short with her mom, but she was cooking her some food. We all know that Bronwyn can't cook. She said that earlier when she was making the bacon. She said Mary was like, "Wait, Bronwyn, you're cooking the steak?" And she wasn't. She's like, "No, I made the bacon, but you're okay to question my culinary skills." And so, with that being said, they show um, Bronwyn's daughter cooking and the boyfriend cooking for the mother, and she even said, Mom, I'm not going to be here till you're 80 and cooking for you. She said, "Oh, but I really wish you kind of would be." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So Bronwyn's thing is she doesn't know who she's going to be when her daughter ups and moves away, and now she doesn't have to mother her. You're always going to be a mother, but she doesn't have to mother her and mother her. You know what I mean? Um, Now she can stand on her own too, and fly like the baby birds do. That's what they do. Okay. So Heather says, it feels like you're saying I don't love my kids because I want them to leave. She says she loves her kids so much. I'm like, Heather, that's what you got from Bronwyn saying that she's codependent on her daughter? That's not what she wasn't even coming for Heather at all. She was just basically saying, I am the polar opposite of you. Girl, this is what I got going on. That's how I read it. I don't know. You guys in the chat, let me know. Go down in the chat, let me know. Did y'all feel that or am I tripping? Bronwyn interrupts and tells her, I wasn't saying that at all. And so I said, here's an example again of how Heather misconstrues, I can't say that word, misconstrues what Bronwyn is saying to her. So then Whitney chimes in, and Whitney says she just wants to be a stay-at-home mom now because of, um, well, she says she want to be a stay-at-home mom because remember her business failed right now, so she has to go out and make money or find out how to make a living again. Um, I don't know what her and Justin plans are. I don't know if they're going to file bankruptcy. I don't know what's going to happen. But basically, Whitney's saying, I got to go look for money. I got to chase the bag. I got to go chase the money. Okay. And so she can't stay at home with her kids. Remember, Whitney was a stay at home mom. And then she opened up her business. Business was booming. And then her husband helped with the business, put money into the business. And then it went high and then it quickly went low. So with that crisis going on, it makes Whitney want to stay at home with her kids. Whitney asked Mary how Robert Jr. is doing. Mary says he's doing as well as he can be. She says he has highs and lows. Um, and we all know that, he's on a road to sobriety. He came to California and did a 30-day stint at I really believe it's the same place that Frankie, Keisha Cole's mom went to, that's in Malibu. I think he went to the recovery center there. And so, yeah, we're just, we're all waiting to see how he's going to pull out of this. We're all rooting for him too. And that's no shade. That's not being funny. Like literally, we're all rooting for Robert Jr. So Mary tells Heather that the tips, oh, I was like, with the tips of her head. Heather, Mary tells Heather that she tips her hat off to Heather because she had Robert Sr. to help with Robert Jr. and she only had the one child, which is Robert Jr. And Heather had three daughters and she did it all by herself. So she told her, you should be really proud of yourself. Excuse me. And so I'm like, yeah, you should. You definitely should be proud of yourself. I had help. I had a village and I had five children, but I'm still the mama. I still did the most of the work. And I had their dads around and I had my grandmother and my mother and my dad and my sisters and cousins and my aunties and my uncles. I had a village, but I'm the one that tucked the babies in at night. So, thank you for the village. But when it comes down to it, I'm the one that have to give them kids baths. I had to get baths and I had to put the babies to bed. So yes, let's be proud. Let's be proud. Let's be proud, Heather. You got it, girl. Um, so the girls end up packing up, and they end up headed home. But not before the RV gets stuck. The RV gets stuck in the muddy, snowy water. And if not for nothing, the girls have to go push the dang on RV out of the muddy waters, the muddy, snowy waters. And shoot, Mary sat down and was like, yeah, I'm not pushing no RV. She didn't want to come on the RV from jump and how you want me to push. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Nope. I'm not I'm not pushing no RV. Nah. Uh-uh. So the girls get the RV out of the out of the ditch, the hole, the snow, the nut, the whatever. Okay. So Heather is on her way to talking. I mean, Heather is on her way somewhere. She's in her car. She's talking to Angie over the phone, and they are discussing if they I think Angie brought it up to Heather. Are you going to Amy's party, which is about to be a friend of all the girls basically, but Amy's party, and Heather's like, yeah, I'm gonna attend. I'm going, and so that Angie says she's going as well. So they made sure all's well there. So we were like, okay, cool beans, cool beans. And so Heather ends up linking up with the Lisa. Okay, we get Lisa finally, guys. I will give her applause, but she's not my favorite. She doesn't get an applause. But I will say she was missed in episode 1. And I will say it took them too long to put her on the episode. We were like 12, almost 13 minutes in before they brought her in. So Heather is linking up with Lisa. Um, they're gonna have lunch, dinner, brunch, whatever, breakfast. I don't know, but they're at a restaurant and they hug. Of course, you guys see that here. This is the only time I got both of them in the in the shot, so that's why I had them hugging and not sitting down because they only kept showing them back and forth, and I was like, I'm gonna need y'all to be together. And so it just lets me know how small Heather is. Because remember, Heather used to be a thicky-thies, okay? She was a thicky-thies, okay? She was a brick house. She was a stallion. She was yeah. She was. thick. And so she's, dropped some pounds, looking good, okay. And so, yeah, Lisa. So Lisa asked, so where did you guys go? End up going on your trip? I said, here she go. I said, here she go. The reason why I say here she go, because literally she couldn't wait to sit down and be like, where'd y'all go? Because I think she really wanted to be there, even though she didn't want nobody to come for her because she knows what's going on with her. And so she's like, you know what? I don't want to go, but she really, you could tell she was so intrigued and wanted to know where they went. And she knows I think she thinks she missed out on some things. But anyway, Heather told her, oh, we went to Provo Canyon and that we were in an RV. Lisa was like, she's like, Mary camping? She couldn't even fathom it. A lot of us couldn't because Mary don't look like she going nobody's camping. Are y'all crazy? So Heather said to Lisa that she would have loved it. She's like, you would have loved it. And she was like, because it was so many moments. And Lisa said she was sad that she wasn't there. Heather says, even though Lisa, wasn't physically there, you were there from the jump. I said, all right, here we go with the bootlicking. Here come the bootlicker. Hold on a second. Let me just take a little. Here come the bootlicker. Here she go. She about to spill all the beans. She about to tell on everybody. And she can tell on everybody because she was defending Lisa to no end. So she's going to make sure it's going to sound so bad, guys. It's going to sound so very bad. And so Heather says a lot went down. Lisa takes a deep breath. And Lisa plays in her hair a lot. When she gets discombobulated, she plays in her hair a lot. And she got some silky hair. And that's what I will give her that. Her hair is very silky. I said that before. But she has some really, really silky hair, but she likes to play in she moves her hair a lot when she gets flustered. So Heather tells Lisa that Bronwyn's been doing a lot of research on her businesses. And I'm thinking, I don't recall her saying she was doing research. I just recall her saying that you said she's been doing a lot of research on the business, and you the one was like trying to say that the girl was digging and digging and digging. But I recall Bronwyn saying that she got it from the Salt Lake Tribune. And that was research. That's what they call research. I mean, that's what you're trying to call her reading the newspaper is research. That's not digging, but okay. And then stuff I be putting in my in my notes is funny. Sorry, y'all. I make myself laugh. Anyway, Lisa, she tells Lisa that she was only there to annihilate. I think that Bronwyn was only there to annihilate you, Lisa. I was like, whoa. You're saying that Bronwyn only went on the trip to annihilate Lisa? Dial it back a little bit, Heather. Dial it back a bit. My caught cousins, they get a bit dramatic. I say this all the time. They get a bit dramatic, okay? You can tell Lisa was in her feelings and that her feelings were hurt. She almost got the cry face because Lisa, when she cries, she really trying to suck it in. I'll be like, I love to see it. I'm sorry. Only because she be trying to play tough guy or stuff ain't bothering her when it is. I don't like people like that. Be real. Let the tears flow. Just say it's hurting your feelings and then you don't like it. Like we don't, that's human. All that other stuff you be trying to fake and phony and it don't bother me. You're bigger than life and you do the big things. Girl, sit down and shut up. Shut up. Anyway, Heather interrupts her and says basically she needs to squash whatever she has going on with Bronwyn. Lisa says, "How do you squash anything when basically one of the cases is done and the other one is about to be dismissed as well?" Heather asks, "What was the case is about? Because I don't know what it's about." Yeah, because you didn't want to know what it was about. Remember? Remember? You was all like, "Oh my god, I haven't heard that." Like you didn't want to hear the facts. You was trying to shut the facts down. You, but okay, you want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I'll give you that. Lisa tells her some story about some ex business partner from 15 years ago. Uh, they cut ties with him some time ago, um, and it's absurd and it's frivolous. This is Lisa. She said, then a couple of weeks ago, another lawsuit came up and it was dismissed because it was frivolous claims. Lisa tells Heather that oh she tells Lisa, I mean Lisa tells Heather, I run my businesses um different than all you ladies in this friend group. She says I lead a very different life from all of you. She's so fucking dramatic. It's just dramatic. Heather tells her, your life is not that different from ours, Lisa. Like with the rolly eyes, with the annoyedness, with the girl, it's don't you your life is not that different, Lisa. That's how she your life is not that different, Lisa. You don't run it any different. It ain't any bigger or better, broader or extravagant, lavish. It's none of those things, Boo Bear. Dial that shit back. Dial that shit back. You're weird. Anyway, so I was like, so here we go, Lisa. Here we go, Lisa. Everybody knows that I do it. No, so I put, so here go, Lisa. Everybody knows I do it. I do big things. Do we? Or we all know that you say you do big things. Heather says, I don't care. I don't care. We don't either. We don't either. We don't care either, girl. Do them as big as you can get them. Make Vita all over the place. Let me taste some Vita. Can you get it in California? I gotta order it. Yeah, it's not in the liquor stores. It ain't at the grocery store. It ain't at the stores where they sell at the Bevmos and things. It ain't nowhere in those areas. Okay, you can do it bigger and better than Bookie. You can do it bigger and better than Book Book. Anyway, Heather says in her confessional, this is what Lisa's problem is that she says those little elitist comments. And she does, and have been doing it. That's why I don't really care for Lisa, because she does that type shit right there. And I don't like that. That you not bigger, better, or anything than anybody, girl. Not your friend group and not outside your friend group. Let's be clear. Bring you back down to earth. And so in other words, you're saying she full of shit. That's what I put in my comment in my notes. Lisa asked Heather, Lisa Lisa asked Heather, did anyone else stand up other than you? Stand up for me other than you? Heather took a long pause. That long pause tells you nobody else stood up for you. But so Lisa asks, well, did Meredith? Heather said, Meredith was Meredith. What the hell does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. Lisa said, oh, she was silent. Heather tried to give her credit though. She said she did defend her once. But I don't know if you can call Meredith saying, let's wait to talk to let's wait to talk to Lisa defending her. Do y'all think that's defending her or is that let's wait to talk to Lisa? Because defending her is her saying, Lisa, she would never do that. Um, Lisa always take care of the business. Lisa is an upstanding person. Lisa is my friend. No, no, no. That's defending. You, on the other hand, saying, well, let's just wait. Meredith, let's just wait to talk to Lisa. That's not defending her, but hey. Heather tells Lisa that Angie kind of piled on, and if looks could kill, Lisa got even more pissed off. Lisa says she thought that she and Angie, uh, she thought that she and Angie were cool, that they were good. Lisa wants to know what was Angie saying. Heather said Angie was basically co-signing everything Bronwyn was saying. Again, Bronwyn didn't say anything that was malicious in my POV. I don't think she said anything malicious. She really stated facts that she read. That's it. She oh my bad. She, and like I put it in my notes, she merely stated facts that are in the Tribune. So of course Lisa gets in her feelings and tries to hold back tears because Meredith didn't say anything or come to her defense. She thinks that's pretty pathetic. And in this moment, I see that there's way more things going on with Lisa than she's letting on, because any other time Lisa just kind of goes off. Y'all know that? Lisa be like say Heather brought that to her and brought up, the girl said that your businesses or somebody's suing your business. Usually we would get Lisa with a comeback. You know what I'm saying? She comes with a comeback and then we move on. The fact that she's getting in her emotion lets me know that there's something else. I feel like she can't give her full attention to what's going on with the girls, which means I think there's something going on at home. But we gonna see. Sorry, y'all. My little wiggy wig. I gotta make sure it's looking okay. Do y'all like it? This is my first one. I haven't really had one before. Well, maybe my second one, but this is my first one with the lace front and all that other crap. Anywho, hit the like button. Like I said, she's getting emotional. Okay. So, and I said, and she hasn't addressed. She hasn't addressed whatever that other thing is. That's what I think, because I feel like Lisa, she comes up back at punching. She doesn't really get really emotional unless she's overwhelmed, and it's feeling like she's overwhelmed. Okay. So Heather told her it's gonna be okay. Lisa says, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And that's the thing that bothers me the most. Her saying I'm totally fine, all while literally crying. She is not fine. So in true Lisa fashion, she says that everyone that was talking about her has opened up the doors for her to go in and look into what they got going on and bring up some dirt. And I was like, oh, here she go. The reason why I say here she goes, because you really don't need nobody to do that. You've done that before, child. Stop it, okay? We've seen you do this before, Lisa. So stop. Um, and what I put in my notes is what they brought up was in the Tribune. If you mad, go take it up with the newspaper. What else you want to do? What you have them to redact the story. That story is false. Redact that one. Do this new story and with a full exclusive. I mean, do the stuff that you keep saying that you do big things. I'm waiting to see the big things. I'm just waiting. So Whitney, let me do this. Whitney ends up meeting Bronwyn at the slopes. Okay. They meet up at the slopes. Whitney was snowboarding and um, Bronwyn was skiing. And when I tell y'all, That girl Whitney got some skills. She was looking like a skateboarder up there. I mean, I know snowboarding, but I'm just saying she was doing tricks and stuff. And Miss Ma'am Bronwyn ain't too shabby on her skis. So I was like, okay. They didn't show y'all biting it or nothing. So y'all must have didn't bite it and y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Because I feel like the production could get real shady and show y'all taking a nice little tongue. A nice little tumble. So yeah. Um Yeah, I said they were very impressive on the slopes. Whitney tells Bronwyn that she was really happy that her and Heather were able to talk some things out. Bronwyn says she is happy about that as well. But the only problem was the next day when they had their talk about Heather girls and even Whitney about her children staying home, and even Bronwyn talking about her codependency on her daughter. Bronwyn feels like they took a step back. Yeah, she feels like they took a step back. Brahma says, I feel like she feels like every time she pisses her off, it basically brings them back like a couple of steps back. So Whitney just tells her to let Heather know that she was really trying to be supportive in that moment, and just to speak to her, which is true. But I feel like Heather already has it out for Bronwyn. So she always has the fence the fence this high up, or she got one ear hand in her ear and listening to her. It's like she's not fully taking on what Bronwyn is saying. That's how I look at it. So Whitney says she's sick of the double standard with Lisa. If you're gonna dig us some stuff about me, Lisa, talking about Lisa, and then come for me on the internet, it's fair game for Whitney to do the same as far as dig up or look into what Lisa has going on, especially if it's in the Tribune. If something comes up in the Tribune and now you pick that up and you're on a computer, do you know how many more stories have come up behind that to feed you? You really don't have to go researching. Sometimes the stuff just pops up for you. So Brown brings up that the person that Lisa was talking about, her old business partner, was never paid when the company was sold, but that Lisa didn't want her husband, John, to know. And from Bronwyn's POV, from her point of view, that looks suspect. The lawsuit is saying is saying there was no payment arrangement, so it's not that she didn't pay it back. I think that's what Lisa was saying, but I might have wrote it incorrectly. But somebody said that there was no payment arrangement, and so that's why there was nothing paid back. So Whitney asked Bronwyn, so John didn't know? Bronwyn says supposedly he didn't. So the two things that stood out, the two things that stood out to Bronwyn, the two things that stood out to Bronwyn is that Barlow, it says Barlow did not dispute the debt, but rather simply replied with a palm, oh, a palm face emoji, an emoji of, I don't know why I put palm, but with a face emoji and one word response, overwhelmed. And the other said, because she desires that John Barlow, her husband, and Vita Tequila and other principals not be aware that Vita Tequila lacks sufficient funds to purchase products or pay legal bills. Brahma says, I mean, getting an Amex credit under this mystery man's business and his credit line sounds sus. Lisa, you got a credit line under some dude? What's going on, y'all? Girl, I can't wait for all this to unfold. This is too much. This too much, too much. Because remember, it was said some seasons ago, a couple of seasons ago, that what's her name? Lisa was selling tickets, or no, I'm sorry, selling tickets. She was getting tickets for them Jazz games by sucking Zick. Or something to that effect. I remember. Y'all tell me if y'all remember. I remember. Well, anyway, Whitney says, "Is this the mystery man that Angie talked about?" Brown says, "Supposedly, maybe." So we get a flashback of the reunion where Angie is accusing Lisa of getting her lip filler paid by her mystery man. And I was like, ooh, y'all stop. I can't. So Brown takes a jab at Lisa and says, "At least she's spending her own husband's money." Mm. She was like, "You're gonna let Brittany call Bronwyn a gold digger while you're spending some other man's money? Where they do that at?" Oh, child, a mess. Moving on, we get Mary and Robert Jr. That's her son. He's 21 now, and I told you guys he is on a road to sobriety. And so we get them on a chat about the hard times he's having adjusting to um, his life of sobriety. Every day, um, every day is a challenge. Not only that, he's back at home where he used to pretty much do his business. And when I say that, I don't mean sexual, I mean like drug wise. And so uh, he's basically, what's the word? He's basically saying, like, coming back home and doing the things that I used to do is making me want to do those things again. And it's already, he's not hanging around any of his friends because they're probably still doing the recreational things that they were doing. And so, he's having a hard time coping and trying to get his footing and figuring where he needs to be at. Um, he tells Mary that he smoked a little weed. And so he's feeling disappointed and not feeling um in his words, perfect. So that's a lot of pressure. It sounds like he's under a lot of pressure when he says that he needs, uh, not that he's looking for that he wants to be perfect in his parents' eyes or in people's eyes. So yeah, he's put a lot of pressure on himself. I believe, and he really just needs to take it one day at a time. And Mary's not going to judge him. She's just really trying to support him and let him know that he needs to be stronger and that he can do it. So that's how that went. So we get to the next scene where Bronwyn and Bronwyn and Heather meet up to see if they are going to build this friendship or if they're just going to coexist. So in this, oh, if they're going to coexist in this friendship group, Heather doesn't um want to feel like the friendship is a chore. Nobody, that ain't even a friendship, to be honest. If you gotta feel like it's a chore, you gotta work at it every day or something. You feel like I want to. I'm doing this, but I don't really want to. Yeah, who wants that kind of friendship? I know I don't. You can keep that. And so she's hoping for the breakthrough as well. The ladies are both going in with good intentions. Let's see how this goes. So we find out that Heather's daughter Ashley, the one that's 21, and she's out here in California, so she's flying in to visit Heather and the youngest Annabella, 17-year-old, who's so she can help her with the acceptance letters for college. Bronwyn tells Heather that there was a misunderstanding when she was speaking about the kids at the campground. So she was trying to clear that up. She tells her that she was trying to be supportive of her and she was trying to empathize with her. She wasn't trying to shame her in any type of way. Um, she doesn't know how she heard it, but she wanted to be really clear that she was not coming for her motherhood. Heather tells Bronwyn exactly what I heard Bronwyn say. And when I say that, I'm saying what I heard Bronwyn say was nothing wrong with what she said. She literally just told her the flip side of what she was saying about herself, and that she shouldn't be down on herself about the way she's feeling about wanting to be an empty nester. That's it. Heather was saying, what did I say? I'm sorry. It says Brahma says to her at the campground, which was she was just trying to emphasize, empath- empathize with her, with what Heather was saying, and that she was trying to define her own motherhood outside of how Heather feels. What she was doing, letting her know how she felt about motherhood and how it's opposite of what Heather's feeling, and not coming for Heather's motherhood. Anyway, she said if it threw so Heather feels so it threw me for a loop because Bronwyn says, I'm sorry. Oh, it threw me for a loop in real life. Bronwyn says, I'm sorry that that's the way it came across. And I'm thinking it came across correctly. You said it the right way. Why are you apologizing to her for the way she heard it or misconstrued it? Misconstrued it. I don't get it. I was like, because, like I said, it was absolutely nothing wrong with how she came at her. So anyway, Bronwyn said she wasn't trying to say that she was different in or better. What? Bronwyn said she wasn't trying to say that she was different or better in any way at all. Heather said she would have loved to have this conversation on the campground. Bronwyn tells her this is the conversation that she was trying to have with her, but it seems like she doesn't like Bronwyn. She said, but it seems like you don't like me. And Heather gives her the look like she kind of rolls her eyes up, but the look was still like, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but that's what I run on Heather's face. Like I don't really, but I'm on this. I'm at the job. You're my coworker. I gotta do it. That's how the look she gave her to me. um. So Brahma continues and says that they just don't get along. Heather says that she feels like when they are in a group setting, that Bronwyn does not present things in that way. She told her she uses word salad a lot. Oh, sorry. See, this is what happens. I feel like y'all was just on a good note, and here you go. But anyway, Bronwyn is really trying to get off to a fresh start, even though Heather likes to throw her little jabs, and act like she's not. That's what I put in my notes. Heather tells Bronwyn that she just find it funny that for someone that really wants to be friends with Lisa Barlow, that she finds it weird that she was dropping all that data on Lisa about Lisa on the campground. Bronwyn says, well, Lisa has been double, doubling, triple, and quadrupling down on me on the internet. So uh, they bring up a couple of Lisa's tweets. Let's see if I can do that. Hold on, y'all. So they bring up a couple of Lisa's tweets, and it says, yes, Bronwyn is a narcissist to change her stories right in front of your eyes, and you all believe her. How fucking stupid is that? I was like, okay, I don't know how stupid that is, but I mean, if you say so, Lisa. And so the next tweet says, she is a snake and no better than Jen actually probably no no act, no better than Jen actually probably worse. Lying to people, hurting people, making up stuff that didn't happen. It's pretty shitty. And now everybody got their panties in a bunch when Angie says that Lisa has done things that could be compared to Jen Shaw. Remember she said that? But and then she ended up saying, "Oh, that was a bad joke," but it's okay for Lisa to compare Bronwyn to Jen. That's okay. See, that's why everybody's up gets mad at Lisa because the thing she does is okay, but it's not okay when other people do it. She gonna point it out. Bronwyn, I'm sorry. Mm, Bronwyn said you can call. Oh, so Bronwyn tells Heather, you can call her retaliatory if you want to. I'm just meeting Lisa where she is at. Heather says, you guys need to sit down and talk. Heather says, what Lisa and Bronwyn has going on, what y'all got going on, should not affect us. Bronwyn agrees, but Bronwyn is saying that it that Bronwyn is it will say that it does color up their friendship, her and Heather's friendship a bit, the way Lisa feels about Bronwyn, right? And so Heather says, she doesn't have a problem with. She says, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. Do you want to be friends? I'm like, you have a problem with her. Why are you covering up your eyes and talking, getting frustrated? I don't get that. But anyways, Bronwyn says, so they agree. Bronwyn was like, yeah, I want to be your friend. That's why we here. She'll say, so they cheers to the next public thrashing. Bronwyn said, oh, it's coming soon. She's sure of it. Okay. Okay. So it's the day of Amy's Saturday social. Okay. Amy's the new friend of, and, she's a socialite or whatever or whatnot. And so all the ladies attend, and we get Mary arriving with, we get Mary arriving with Bronwyn. And Bronwyn's dress is, Bronwyn always comes busy and stands out from the crowd. So, that's Bronwyn with the blue dress on. And then we also get, so I say, we got Mary and Bronwyn. They arrive together. And then we get Justin, Whitney and Justin arrived there together. They came together. Meredith and Red Cup Seth. Oh, I'm sorry. I call Seth Meredith's husband Red Cup Seth because usually he has a red cup, or he sounds like he had been drinking out of a red cup when he's on camera. That's all. So Meredith and Red Cup Seth is there. Angie and Sean are there. And Brittany. Oh, I put in even Brittany came with Playboy Jerry. Okay, so the house is absolutely stunning, and I thought it was a pretty clever. I thought, what the heck? Oh, I thought it was really clever for them to have. Y'all see this? So I thought it was really clever for them to pull up, walk through the entryway or through the entrance, and then you come up on this wall, and you ring a bell that's up there, and when you ring the bell, a glass or two glasses or how many glasses you need of champagne pops out. That's pretty cool. I never seen that. It was kind of fancy schmance, fancy schmancy. And so Lisa and her husband are in the car. They're on their way as well. They haven't made it to the party yet. We get Lisa in her confessional saying after what Heather told her at the lunch, she's feeling uneasy and she's still upset. She said the girls are like vultures. They gotta get, she said they gotta get her, and the only person that can destroy Lisa is herself. And she swears she lives her life in the light and that she's not hiding anything. I don't believe that at all. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe it. Even her sitting in the car with her husband, they were looking so uncomfortable. I was like, different. I feel like if the girls are coming at you at they're being vultures, why are you not holding his hand and getting his support? And why is he not like, don't worry about tonight. We're gonna have a good night. Those girls don't mean nothing. Why he not saying nothing? I don't know. It's kind of shady to me. I'm just intrigued. So anyway, Lisa finally arrives to the party and she sees Heather and they hug. Oh, I want to show you guys before Lisa got to the party how skinny Heather really is. Y'all see how small? Look at how small Heather is with the little mesh on her stomach, got her little booby boobs out. Um, Whitney was like, "Dang, Heather, okay." And Heather said, "I told you I had my titties out," and she literally did. Like I was like, "Oh, Heather, I ain't never gonna be mad at you," but literally, I told y'all Heather was a thick girl, so it's crazy to see how much weight she's lost and how good she looks. She looks great. I'm not, and her head don't look big because at one time her head was looking kind of big. So I'm kind of happy that it's all proportioned itself right. You know. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna take a little short break, just a little short break, and let's like up the video, okay? Let's try that again. All right, y'all. Okay. So I also want to show you guys real quick why I call Jared Playboy Jared, because here he go doing his PDA in front of everybody, you know. And for me, it's like you love to string this girl along. It just feels so it just feels so stringish. It just feels like he's just stringing her along, like with some silly, with the silly string though, with the silly string, he's stringing her along. That's crazy. I cannot. Oh, my mic is. Oh, it is working. I was like, oh shoot. Okay. So anyway, so Lisa finally arrives and she finally gets to the party. To the party. She finally gets to the party and she sees Heather and they hug. And to me, I got a couple pictures of Lisa hugging, and all her hugs are all different. The hug she gave Heather earlier was so heartfelt when they were at the restaurant and it was so close and everything. And then she hugs Heather like halfway, like not even a full hug, which is fine because I don't know. She just the hug just looked whack. And for me, I'm a hugger, so I look at people when they hug and I can tell the energy is off or if they really mean that hug and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's why I'm telling y'all. And like I said, I have pictures of of um of Lisa hugging different people, and just every time I was like, "Oh, you cringe me. You really, you're cringy." And so anyway, she sees Heather, she hugs, she sees Angie and just waves. Mind y'all, Angie looks like she over there waiting for Lisa to come over and give her a hug, since the last time they talked was over the phone before the girls' trip. And so Angie gets the cold shoulder. Lisa speaks with Meredith, which is the picture I have up right now, and asks Lisa asks Meredith, "How was the trip, Meredith? How was the trip?" Meredith says it was interesting, and they pan over and they show Heather and Whitney And it looks like Heather is looking for, looking for the bushes because she know. I'm gonna show y'all the picture. She know, she know that she didn't lit a damn fuse to some dynamite. She know. You can tell she over there. You can see Whitney over there like, girl, are they still over there talking? They still over there? They over there talking? Oh girl, they still over there talking. And like I said, Heather over there like, girl, I'm just gonna try to drink my drink and act like I didn't say nothing, girl. It's the whole reason why we here, because of you. Hmm. Anyway, back to them. Back to the lecture at hand. And so mm, yeah, like I said, Heather knows that she didn't lit a fuse uh by telling Lisa everything that was said on the campground. So of course Lisa shares with Meredith that Heather pretty much told her everything that was said on the trip. She said Heather told her who was a good friend and who wasn't. Lisa says the legal stuff came up. Is there anything else that she needs to know? She's asked. That's what she's asking Meredith in this moment. And in this moment, I see that Lisa is playing chess, not checkers, because she could have very easily just went over to Meredith and was like, "Yeah, I heard you wasn't supporting me or none of that." But see, she don't want that kind of smoke with Meredith, so she ain't gonna do that. She gonna see what Meredith say. If Meredith throw her own self under the bus, like, no, I kind of stayed out of it. I didn't say much. So anyway, so yeah, I think Lisa is playing her by asking her, is there anything else that she can add to what was told to her? I see you, Lisa. I do. I see you, girl. You ain't putting no wool over my eye, girl. So Mary says, there was a lot said, a lot. She thinks that the women should have. Meredith tells Lisa, I think that the girls should have a chance, to tell you what was said. Um, but but it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. So Brittany walks over and she says, Brittany walks over. She says, I don't mean to interrupt. And Lisa tries to get more information from Brittany. And let me show y'all the fake hug I got from Whitney's. Let me show y'all the hug. So this is Lisa hugging. So when Brittany came and interrupted, she gave Meredith gave her a hug, and then so Lisa was looking at her like, "Ooh, how am I gonna approach her?" You can see it in her face. You can see it. She's like, I'm gonna say to her. So that's when she gives her this fake ass hug, and she's like, "I missed you. I haven't seen you in so long." And I'm like, fake. They proceed to ask. Then she proceeds to ask her, "So, what was your perspective on the trip?" That's what she was wanting to know. When she gave her this hug, that's what was on her brain. I'm about to ask her uh, what she heard, what she saw. So of course, pick Misha, Brittany says, "Oh, Brahma was pulling out facts. Keyword facts. Keyword right here. Keyword. Brahma was pulling out facts from out the air. If there was facts, how they out the air? Anyway, Lisa said, "What did Angie have to say?" Brittany quickly said, "Angie compared you to Jen Shaw." The look on Meredith's face was like, okay, we gonna just put it on out there. That's what we doing. Okay, girl, what take? And y'all already know Meredith is not gonna say nothing. Meredith is gonna sit there and look. She's not saying not one word. So Lisa cannot believe Angie would say that. She was like, she did not. She did not. Brown and Whitney are watching from the sidelines. Um, Yeah, they're watching from the sidelines as Lisa is about to lose her shit at this party. Lisa is talking about that is horrible. That's a horrible accusation. Horrible. And I'm wondering, was it as horrible when you said it over X or Twitter, whatever you want to call that thing? Was it horrible, a horrible accusation as well? Because clearly you said that about Bronwyn, and then had the nerve to say that it was psycho of Angie to say that. Are you okay? It's psycho of her to say that. So when you said he was a psycho, you said it first. And to top it off, we get her in the confessional saying she wouldn't say that to her friend. She wouldn't even say that to someone she hate. Girl, we already got you saying it about someone already. Bronwyn. We have it. So anyway, Lisa says she's about to go walk over there to Angie. Meredith says it's a good idea. No, Meredith, it's not a good idea. You guys are at a social gathering. Why would you think that it's okay to go confront her about any of that? No, 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 no. And so Lisa walks over to Mary. She walks over to Mary and she gives Mary this hug. You see Mary's face? You know why Mary's face looked like that? Because Mary noticed a fake ass hug. Here she go. Hey, Mary. I was like, ugh, I cannot stand her sometimes. Hey, Mary. How's it going? Mary was like, what's up? That's just how she said it. What's up? And she had to fix her hair because bitch, you got her in a chokehold by her hair. Like, why are you hugging me so tightly? You know why? Because she's thinking on how she can. What could she ask Mary? She really don't want to come to Mary because Mary gonna tell her the very truth, the Mary truth. We'll say that, okay? um, so Angie says, no. So Lisa asks her, no. So now we got. Let me get to my pick. So we have Angie finally goes over to. Lisa finally goes over to Angie and confronts Angie. And so Lisa asked her what was said on the trip. Angie says, tell me what Brittany said so I can undo the mess. And I'm like, right, because you already know how Brittany gets down. Pick me, she gonna tell it wrong. Or she gonna tell it and not tell the whole truth. She gonna leave something out. Anyway, Angie says the lawsuit got brought up. Brown had information. Lisa interrupts her and tells her, "Oh no, Brown did not go to law school, and she don't even think she went to college. So maybe y'all shouldn't believe everything Brown is saying." Are you gonna chat, or are you gonna go over there and tell her, "Listen to what I got to tell you"? Because there's a difference. We're gonna chat. It's me and you talking together. You talk, then I talk, then you talk, then I talk. But if you just gonna come over here and tell me what you want to tell me, that's not a chat, Bookie. That's you telling me, look, I got something I want to get off my chest, and I'm gonna need you not to interrupt. That's how you do that. But anywho, Bronwyn took a sip of her champagne and walks over there to Angie and Lisa and Whitney and Mary. They're all standing over there, and Meredith even gets over there. So that all the ladies are over there. And so Bronwyn gets over there, and she tells her, "You're not even mad. You're not even mad at Oops." She's like, "You're not even mad at Angie. You're angry with me. Um, so maybe we should hash it out." Lisa tells her, "I don't even want to talk to you. You are dismissed." So we get Bronwyn in her confessional saying, "Oh, I'm dismissed? Oh, I'm dismissed." No, Lisa. I think that's what you want. You want she say saying, "Oh, I'm dismissed." Lisa, no, what I think you want is the judge to please dismiss those lawsuits against you. That's what she thinks. Brown insists on telling Lisa that she is mad with her. Lisa says, "I'm not mad with you. I don't even like you." And of course, it causes a scene. Whitney says, "But Bronwyn is your friend." Lisa says, "Angie and her have a longer history of friendship, so they can work this stuff out." Bronwyn says, "But I'm the one that said it." Meredith butts in finally and tells Bronwyn that she doesn't think it's good timing um, to talk to Lisa because Lisa's already revved up. Is basically she's already revved up. This is at this point it's not a good time to talk to her. So then we get they cut the scene from right there, and we get the husbands, and the husbands. So it's Sean, Justin, and John talking to Jared, and they're in a whole nother room, a quiet room at that. And so I'm thinking, shouldn't the girls? Why the girls didn't get that room? Why are they in front of the socials and at the social party talking in front of all the people? I don't understand. Like I literally don't understand. But whatever. So they have a conversation. And they who's that? Somebody asked. Oh, Red Cup Seth asks says to Jared, "Are you in love with Brittany?" Jared can't even spit the word. He can't even spit the words out, girl. He started stuttering Stanley. He says that he is in love with her. Red Cup says, Red Cup says to him, "Are you madly in love with her?" And so they all kind of clowning him, like, "Are you madly? I mean, are you madly in love with?" And I'm like, "Oh Lord, have mercy." So all Jared, he's like, "I mean, I'm madly in love with her, but," and I'm like, "Okay, so there's a but." And when you put a but in front of something, then you are, or at the end of something before you're about to say the next word, we all know it's hogwash. Okay, so then we get back to to Lisa and Bronwyn and Meredith and everybody standing around, right? And that's when we get Bronwyn tells her, "You talk to everyone about me, and but you don't want to talk to me." Lisa says, "You're dishonest," and Bronwyn was like, "Why? Because I said something about you, and it's making people have a question or a pause about you." Lisa says to her, "I got a question for you, gout dick sucker." Mind you, they're in the party. So there's all kind of people. They showing all kind of people reactions, ladies, men, the husband, Amy's husband. It is just a lot. And so like I said, they're at the social side. It's just a lot. And so Lisa, so so Mary ends up saying, "Oh man, this is about to get nasty real quick." And it was because, like I said, they're in mixed company. It's just a lot. So and so because I'm telling you what, so Bronwyn says, "Because I'm telling you what is public record, now I'm a dick sucker. So now I've been hanging out with Brittany." Right? Brittany probably like, "Now how I get in this? Why y'all gotta be talking about my lips and my sucking? Why y'all talking about me?" Okay, so she tells Lisa says, "No, you've been a dick sucker. That's how you have how you get your clothes, Bronwyn." Bronwyn said, Lisa, my husband paid for my clothes. Lisa said, yeah, because you suck his dick. So Bronwyn says, at least it's my husband's uh money who pays for my clothes. Who's paying your Amex? She says mystery man is on court record saying he does and has for years, and he put your financials in the court case. Whitney even said, yeah, it is in the court case. Lisa says, no, it's not. No, it's not. And of course, producers, being shady as they are, they put this up, and it says plaintiff made payment on an American Express card issued in Barlow's name, but residing and managed under blank. They blanked out the name, of course, person's American Express account. So they blanked out the dude's name or the business name or of the business partner. Lisa putting her finger all in started putting her finger in Lisa's face, of course. And Heather. And Lisa started putting her finger all in Bronwyn's face. Bronwyn told her, put her finger, take your finger out of my face. You can make fun of me all you want. Cause she was like, oh, what you gonna do? Do the side thing or something? She said, oh, hey, what's the side thing that I think that's the thing that Bronwyn does when she gets nervous. She kind of turns her head and she kind of like you know how I do, she kind of does that. So I guess Lisa thought that was funny. She gave her some kind of something like that. And I'm like, girl, that's not funny. And so she said, so Braun was like, yeah, you can make fun of me all you want, but it's not gonna clear up the lawsuits. Cash will clear up those lawsuits. You can tell Bronwyn is getting the best of Lisa because Lisa is getting discombobulated. Bronwyn says, you've been yelling for years, Lisa. That I'm a liar. I suck dick. Then she turns to Whitney and says, do you suck dick? This is what Bronwyn says to Whitney. Whitney says, yes. Like, yes, I do. I said, y'all, mind y'all, I'm telling y'all, there is a room full of people, and they're not saying this like under their breath. They're not whispering. They are talking loud. And so, of course, we get a couple of people, that overhear that. Bronwyn says she's not phased about the dick sucking comment. Lisa said, yeah, because you brag about that to the point, to that point, don't even make sense. Oh, Bronwyn said, yeah. Lisa said, yeah, because you brag about it. And then Bronwyn was like, at this point, that doesn't even make sense because we all know that Bronwyn is married, so it don't even hit the same. Lisa says, yeah, you're the one said that when your Amex bill comes, you you go down on your husband. She was like, so Bronwyn in the confession was like, girl, my American Express card comes in a box. Yeah, I'm definitely going down on my husband to make him forget some things and distract him. And so they keep going back and forth. Bronwyn says there's ups and downs in a marriage. Lisa is really trying to make it seem like Bronwyn don't really like her husband because of what she said on the girls trip last season. Lisa tells her nobody talks shit about their husband more than you do. Bronwyn says, well, nobody borrows money behind their husband's back other than you, bitch. I was like, she was like, so what does that say? And Lisa denies it and says that's not true. Bronwyn says it's not. Bronwyn says, oh, is John not aware? Does the text message they put on the court document specifically asks them not to tell John about it? Lisa says, so she thinks she's a lawyer now. Talking about Bronwyn. She didn't even go to college. Girl, you said that already. You said them already. You said that. Bronwyn tells her, I ain't gotta be a lawyer to read the newspaper. She said, you should go to work and pay your fucking lawsuits off if is what you should do. Lisa said, you are so disgusting. You're so disgusting. You are such a fucking pig. And she says, I'm going to create a website and post all her lies. Brahma says, you're going to start a negative online campaign. We know you love to do it. She said, you did that with many of us already. I love your threatening us to do it again. Lisa says, this is such a joke. And then she ends up walking off with her tail between her legs because she lost that argument. And that's how they ended. And that's how they ended that episode, child. I was like, Lisa? Lisa? I think Brahman hit on a lot of things, and I think she struck a nerve, and I think that Lisa wasn't prepared. She thought she was, but see, I told y'all in the car she was pondering. She was uneasy. She already had said that, so she wasn't on her A game. Not to say that she ain't gonna come back with some stuff, because Lisa always does. That's one thing. That's why I said that it got to be something else going on, because Lisa always has a comeback. She doesn't walk away. Not like this. She doesn't walk away. So yeah, y'all, that is my review for season 6, episode 2 of Housewives of Salt Lake City. We got it done. I'm so happy. Hey, let's give myself an applause. Yes, I'm so happy about that. But yeah, y'all, that was my review. I hope you guys enjoy. I told you guys before that I'm long-winded. I got to get back into the feel of things. Okay, so right now I'm going to about an hour and a half. It's okay. I'm all right with it. I always have a good time, you know, recapping and reviewing the show. It's just what it is, and I'm looking forward to doing more. And so you guys be looking out for episode 3. It came out last night. And it was a good episode. And so I will come back with my review and recap of episode 3 for you guys soon. Okay. Again, on your way out, like the video, subscribe to my channel, cuties, please. And then also share me with your people and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Let's see which outro am I going to play. The one that reminds you guys to do this. Bye, guys.